Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are you doing on this amazing, I'm saying water down Wednesday? I haven't had any wine in a minute. So it is water down Wednesday. But I hope you've had an amazing week. This is like our mid-week and we're having like an amazing time. Trying to think of why I'm getting some feedback from my devices. I'm sorry. I really don't know why I'm getting all this feedback. Okay, let me take this off. Okay, let me see if that helped. Oh, yes, that helped. Okay, that's why I couldn't concentrate. I'm like, where is this delayed feedback coming from? How are you guys? Today is an amazing day. It's going to be an amazing show and an amazing conversation. So I am going to get like right into it. And just tell you, I am so glad that you're here. Let me let you know where you're at. You're at Get to Know Bob, this amazing platform where we bring on amazing Black business owners, CEOs, authors, musicians, all type of talent within our community. We're bringing them on so that you not only know what they do, what service they provide, or what product they serve, sell, but we want you to know who they are, like who they are, why they do what they do. Connect to that why. That is so important. And it actually helps you support, believe it or not, because you kind of get attached and connect to the why, and you feel so good being a part. And when you watch people win and have leaps and bounds of success, you can really celebrate with them. So that is why we have this. And I am your host, Sonia Weaver. Welcome. I am the founder of Deals with Bob and Linked LLC. And we want you to just be a part of every amazing thing that we have going on. So we're going to share some things that are actually going on. Before we get into that, tonight's look, I have a little bit of, what do I have on my lips today? I have on the Glam Doctor and some Tontus Cosmetics. I'm kind of feeling fall. What do you think? I like it. It's that rich wine look. And it was a blend of colors to get this look. So don't be afraid to collaborate with your colors. It makes a difference sometimes just to kind of capture your mood. Have, of course, some linked on. I have some of my traveling pearls on my shirt. Of course, Divine Diva Designs. And my hair edges laid, of course, by my sisters and me. And is that it? Do I have like everybody represented? Oh, you can't see it, but I smell amazing because I have some Kindle's creations. Yes. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's probably all that's contributed to tonight's look. And with that being said, I support 7 Bobs. I think I counted off about 7, if not close to it. I mean, and that's just for the look. Have you accepted the pledge? The support 7 Bob pledge, where you're going to support 7 Black-owned businesses a week. And you can do that with supporting of your time, or you can support with your financial contributions, right? So accept the challenge. I am so geeked. I want to start seeing posts. I need to slow down. I must be talking too quickly. Post of you where you have said, I accept the pledge, or here's the 7 Bobs I have supported. We need to get social media flooded with this, right? So that people know we are very intentional on creating the future we want to see. People have to see it being done so that they can join in it. You know how it is. It can be like 2 checkout lines open, and why is there a long line of people waiting when this checkout line that's further down that people, I guess don't want to walk past or whatever, has no one. I'm always to go past the long line, get to the short one person. I don't follow the crowd. You shouldn't either. Okay, but we know most people do. So we want you to make the crowd. We want you to make sure people are seeing the 7 Black businesses that you support. Yes. So, okay. Deals with Bob, deal of the day. And I'm going to make sure I do this correctly. So, Deals with Bob's deal of the day is client relations training. Why do you want client relations training? Well, let me just tell you, during the VOC, which is the voice of the customer, I will put out surveys at multiple speaking engagements that either I attended or I was speaking at. And finding out that the number one reason people was not supporting B.O.B was differentiating B.O.B versus non-B.O.B, and that's why we have the international directory. But the other reason at the top of the list was client relations, and so therefore, by me being certified in client relations training, yes, I am, then I said, I'm going to take this intellectual property and I'm going to help and support the community improve in their client relations training. And so that's why this is the deal of the day. Why do you need client relations training? Because it will help you retain your clients, employee retention, reinforce company brand and values, generate referrals, address client issues, and it will set you apart. So yes, you really, really want to be a part of that program. Get yourself engaged, invest in you. Okay. It is the beginning of the year. You need to set aside however much that's going to be to reinvest into your business. And I'm telling you, if you or your staff haven't gone through client relations training, you're leaving some dollars on the table. I'm just going to put it that way, because your client relations is that important. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so where we're at. So tonight's featured business is Divine Diva Designs. And as I said earlier, coming on, yes, Divine Diva Designs, I am wearing it. So here's a little bit more about them, so you should understand why we have them as the Oh, yes. Now you see all of those different reasons why they are a featured business and amazing things they can do. So I decided just to pull out a little bit, because I don't want y'all to think the only thing I support are my shirts for my business. That's one thing, of course. But look, this is in my office. I had to get one. See, I originally got it for my sissy. I can't remember the occasion. This is her. I was looking at it backwards. This is her, and this is me. And so this is one of my favorite pictures. And I originally had it done for her, but I loved it so much. Yes, I went ahead one done for myself. That was our custom map what I'm saying, mouse. I always say mouse pads. Have my custom designed coasters. Look at that. Love them. Love them. Love them. Love them. Of course, if you come to Link Studio, we do it right. There's no red cups at Link Studio. No, you have to have your stemless wine glasses from Link. Thank you, Divine Diva Designs. I appreciate it. And these are just some of my faves that I have, and there are so many more. Actually, I got water bottles. I have mask. I don't know. It's just so much stuff. I mean, gifts I've given is she's just phenomenal. So as you can see from that amazing intro, she does a variety of different things. Make sure you check her out on the directory. Just go to www.dealswithbob.com, and she is one of our featured businesses. Okay. Let's see now where we're at. Okay. So we're at our deals for our consumer members. I know you're excited to know what we have going on. And believe me, we always are asking our business owners to, offer you the best deal possible for your support of B.O.B. So to become a consumer member, you just go to www.dealswithbob.com and click on consumer membership, and it's that simple to join. If you are a business owner and you join the directory, please don't just click on consumer member, click on business, sign up. Get one of those annual business packages, and your consumer membership is included. Isn't that awesome? So we're kicking it off with Deals with B.O.B LLC, offering 15% off of their premium services. Then next we have Affordable Veterinary Clinic offering a February deal of a free well exam for your pets, and that's for new clients with the purchase of vaccines. Then we have Today's Smile, and they're offering 50%, yes, 50% off whitening. Okay, so make that smile be the best it possibly can be. And consumer members, you get that 50% off. We have Mona Lisa's Lyrics. She's offering 15% off of her event packages. She is doing my event coming up February 26th. So mark your calendar. So I'm telling you, you will want to book Miss Mona Lisa and save that extra 15%. Then we have Woo, and that's Women Helping Empower Winners. They're offering free registration or free consultation. We have Phlebotomy Express Training Center offering 10% off. We have Linked LLC offering 50% off plus one or free plus three. Then we have Tax Divas. This is tax season, so she's offering 10% off or free registration, free consultation, or a free gift. Then we have newly listed Tranquility Christian Counseling offering 10% off of events. We have newly listed Bright Tech Communication offering 10% off. Then we have newly listed Peggy's Pound for Pound Great Cakes offering 10% off. We have Divine Diva Designs, yes, in that wonderful intro. So those fabulous gifts, consumer members, that you saw and some that I have on myself purchase, anything like that or anything you want custom design, get an extra 15% off if you are a member of Deals with Bob. We have T's Timeless Beauty, and she's offering 10% off. We have True to You Candles LLC offering a free gift. Now, that is a mouthful. I gave you way more than 7 businesses that you can support. But for more fabulous deals, consumer members, and for more Bobs to support, just visit our website, www.dealswithbob.com. And while you're there, click on that consumer membership and join today. And business owners, if you're taking the browse, then make sure you click on business sign up and get one of those annual business packets. Okay, now we want to make sure you stay connected. There's a lot of stuff going on in our community, and we do not want you to miss out on anything. So to kick it off tonight, we have on Friday, January the 21st, Wills and Trust, and it is being brought to you by Terrence Quinn, Esquire. You know Terrence, we've had him on the show before. Then we have Smack Productions presenting Black Enterprise, a guide to operating a Black-owned business, and that is going to be January 27th. And it is going to be hosted by my cousin, the fabulous Miss Michelle Campbell. As you know, Smack was created by myself, my cousins, and my sister, and she has taken the realm and just taken it to the next level. So you want to make sure that you join in on January 27th. Also on January 27th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., we have 2022 Merge Summit. So mark your calendars and check out for more information by going to our Stay Connected page. Then the D-Loft is having an after-hour pop-up shop on Friday, January 28th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. More information is also on our website. On February 1st, Your Own Uniqueness is sponsoring a Step Up Ladies virtual entrepreneurship training. And again, Step Up means to stimulate, teach, empower potentially upcoming professionals. So I know you should get excited and mark your calendars, lady, for this entrepreneurship information. Now, if you have an event coming up, why not let us support you and your event by adding it to our Stay Connected page? You can visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. And for that complete listing of everything that's coming up in our community, just visit our website and go to Stay Connected. How did I do on time? I did awesome because I believe I brought y'all a lot of information today. And you have no reason not to take the pledge. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it right there because I got too much about to go on with the phenomenal guest we are bringing on. This lady actually needs no introduction at all, but here we go. It is going to be the phenomenal Miss Kristen Gunn of the Amazing Woman Network. Hey, Crystal.
Hey,
How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I am good. I am good. And I want to say thank you guys for joining. Please go to the chat because Crystal is going to be sharing some phenomenal tips in the financial area. She's going to be spilling some tea about her upcoming projects. We already talking about literacy in this show. So, she has something to do with that. Just some phenomenal things. So make sure you go over to that chat right now so we can start getting your comments rolling. Okay. So, Crystal, I'm going to
Yes.
pass the baton to you for a moment and give you the opportunity to self-introduce yourself. And this is what I'm going to tell you because I know you so modest. You're going to just say your name and just say it quickly. No, 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 boo-boo. Add some accolades in there. Let them know who you are, okay?
Okay, so you have to add what I missed because you're right. I'm extremely modest. I am Crystal L. Gunn, founder of the Amazing Woman Network, and the Amazing Woman Network is one of my assignments from God. It was dropped in my spirit many years ago, and it is designed to empower and uplift Black women globally, right? Under our three pillars: reclaiming our personal power, reclaiming our financial power, and increasing our social involvement. And we strive to walk with every Black woman as she owns, honors, and executes her amazing. I
Y'all
am
hear that? Owns, honors, and execute.
and executes her amazing.
Execute. I love
That's
that
right.
also. Okay.
I am also a financial strategist for women, and I assist Black women in creating and mastering their own personal financial relationship, so they can realize the life they deserve while setting up a solid foundation for the generations to come. Because we know um, this whole financial war we're losing, and we have to start
Right.
doing something different.
Right.
There are some other things that are going on, but I'll save them for that question later.
Later in the show.
Yeah,
I
later
get
in the
you.
show.
I get you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna connect with you too on a personal level. So share a little bit of what they don't know about Crystal. Because so that's the phenomenal woman of Crystal. And now we need to know like things people don't know. Like, are you a mommy? You have some
So
siblings, do you like to
absolutely,
travel?
absolutely, absolutely love to travel. I am a divorced mother of an incredible 20-year-old. Can you believe that? I have a
No,
20-year-old.
because look at you looking good, girl.
Right. So I got a 20-year-old who goes to Florida A&M. She is in her third year. And the reason that I say divorced mother is because my ex-husband and I have a phenomenal relationship. And someone often said to me, Crystal, what you do and how you do things, you always lead by example, right? And I believe even if you separate as a couple, you still have a duty to come together to raise the child. And he and I do a wonderful job at that. So shout out to my ex-husband, Alton Gunn. And I think if you ever meet my daughter, you would agree that, okay, yeah, these parents have done a great job. So
Mhm.
I am have that 20-year-old. I think that's enough. I am most passionate though, and I know it goes back to business, but I am really and truly most passionate about my community and Black economics. So you will hear me talk a lot about it and push that a lot. So I absolutely love what you do with Deals with Bob because it is imperative, right? It is imperative
Mhm.
that we are supporting Black businesses. So thank you for what
Oh,
you.
thank you. And yes, it is, y'all. It's imperative that we do.
Yes,
Y'all, we talk about this buying power that we have collectively, and everybody's always went after it but us.
exactly.
And the biggest reason is that we're standing in our own way. So we have to get our way so that we can see, and do some phenomenal things. So, Crystal, I'm glad you're here. I'm bringing you here for two reasons. So I want everyone to know the reasons why. She talked about the financial strategist, and that is like first and foremost why she's here. It is January. And I know some people have those resolutions, or for me, I call them lifestyle changes and tangible goals. At the beginning of the year, people do a lot of reflecting on what they want to accomplish and always say, I don't want this year to be the same as last year. So, definitely in the area of finances, we don't want our year to be the same. We always want to be improving. We may not be where we want to be, but it should definitely be always improving. And we improve by having knowledge. And so I'm so happy you're here and excited you're here, because we're going to get some tips that you would like to share to get people, on their way. And then, any upcoming, I know for a fact we have you in the next cycle of show, because you have an event coming up.
Yes.
And it is going to be geared toward that. So we can talk about that during tea time. But I want people to get their pen and paper and questions ready. We may not get to all of them, but just what you would like to share, some key tips as we go into this conversation regarding our finances. And then two, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, one of your projects is a book maybe that they can purchase, or something surrounding financial. Okay, so that's the second reason why she's here, because we are like setting on fire, ablaze, never saying again, except for me, for the purpose of this show, never saying again. If you want to keep something from a Black person, put it in a book. Right. This is our knowledge is power, and unleashing the power in 2022 year. I'm having as many authors and people that are in the publishing industry, writing coaches, all of this kind of stuff on this platform. So yeah.
And I don't know what happened to Sonia.
It did lose me for a minute.
We did.
Just stay there. Am I back?
I see you now.
Am I back for y'all?
Can you hear me?
Because on my end, I'm back.
You are back. You are back. But I don't know if you
on
can
my
hear
end,
me.
I'm back. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Yes, I'm back. I never lost me on my side. That's so funny. That's why I'm over here laughing. Because Kristen was like, did we lose Sonya? I'm glad you said something, because last show when I was doing Stay Connected, I don't know what I clicked, but my voice went away for the entire Stay Connected segment, and nobody said anything. So thank y'all for letting me know.
I'm gonna let you know, because I was like, I'm about to have to just do something until she come back. I don't.
Please, yes. If it happens again, go ahead.
But girl. I didn't know if anybody else could hear you, so I was like, okay, we'll work it out.
Okay. Well, did you catch both my questions? I feel
not
so
a question. No.
You didn't catch either question?
Well, I heard you say probably not.
Okay, so you're going to first tell us about your financial tips. Just give us something, about that whole financial industry, what you do, how we should support you, your why behind it, and, what we need to know starting off this year.
Okay, so let's go back the other way and start off with the why, with one of the reasons why. And it was an article. So I've done financial literacy, financial coaching, financial empowerment, which is the term that I really like the best, for about 6 years now, right? And clearly, again, this is another one of those assignments that is given from the creator, because I had to go through my own financial storm. And I'm talking about, was a business owner, mortgage industry crashed, my business crashed, everything crashed, right? And went from being great in a great financial situation to a not so great financial situation, right? And I realized going through that storm, I didn't realize it while I was in the midst of the storm, but going through that storm, God took me through that storm so that I could then be passionate about helping others through the storm, because when you're in
Mm,
a storm, you
mm.
can't always see the way out,
I
right?
like that. Yeah.
And so, and then it's a judge-free zone. So I'm not
Mm.
saying, how did this happen to you? It's literally a judge-free zone because life happens. And if life happens, sometimes you take that financial dip. So I then had to get out of the storm myself and come back. And through that process, I was able to learn a lot, right? So
Mm.
that
Mhm.
is the first step. And then a couple years ago, right before the pandemic, and this is when I said, you know what? Again, I have been doing financial literacy and all of that kind of in the background, workshops, coaching. And then in I read an article a few years ago, right before the pandemic,
Okay.
that said, despite the fact that people of color will be the majority population in 2053, if the
Okay.
current financial trend continues, Blacks will have zero wealth. And 10 years after,
Wow.
yeah.
Can you say that one more time? Because I'm serious for the people
Yeah,
who just kind of was like, did I hear that right? Say
you
it
heard me
one
right.
more
Yep.
time. Just
So
one more again.
one more again. So the article said in the year 2053,
Okay.
despite the fact that people of color will be the majority population, if the current financial trend continues, Blacks will have zero wealth. And
Okay,
10 years
y'all.
after
I
that,
need y'all to tell me how y'all feel about that statement in the chat. I need to know how y'all feel about that. Okay, Crystal,
listen,
continue.
it hit me with a ton of bricks. And then it said 10 years after that, Hispanics will have zero wealth. And so I started thinking about that. And I remember I said, my daughter today, she's 20 today, right? And so this was
Mhm.
a few years ago. And I said, wow, to think about my daughter knowing what I know, right?
Mhm.
Going through life and in 2053, having zero wealth. And I plan to be around in 2053, but right, it's 2053.
Right?
And so I always ask the question, like, how old will you be? How old will your children be? Or how old will your grandchildren be? And
Mhm.
how is that possible when we'll be the majority population? Right?
Exactly. That's what I said. Did y'all? That's why I said say it one more time. Because did y'all hear that part? The
Yeah.
majority, and have zero wealth.
Yes. Isn't that
Really?
insane?
That
Right.
is like really,
Right.
and I'm surprised nobody's making no comments about that. I'm mad. I wish I knew how to do an emoji thing on my right. Well,
On
I'm
your own,
fine.
right.
You know.
It's disheartening. And I said, you know what? I literally have to go harder because I read that and I said, no, not on my watch. This cannot happen on my watch. We have too much knowledge. We're too talented. We're too gifted. We provide so much and we have too much money for us to then go through this thing and have zero wealth. So we have to come through and we have to do something different. So that is why it's a passion for me. And I promise you people will be sick of hearing me talk about it in 2023.
I know
Right.
people probably
Because
sick of
we have
sick
to
of
step
me.
up. Right.
We
I'm sorry.
do.
What year is this? 2022. People are gonna be
2022.
right. They're
Because
gonna
you
be
said
tired of hearing.
53. You said
Yeah.
53. Okay,
Listen.
so you're talking about 30 years.
Exactly. So it's 2022. People are gonna be tired of hearing me talk about it this year because it is imperative that we do something different. We just have to do
Yes.
something different.
And she said some key things because we're too gifted, we're too talented. We just have it in us, but there's a disconnect. And so that's really the word kept resonating to me, one about the knowledge and getting it because it's out there. The
Mhm.
next was about connecting you to the resources because they're out there. And we really just have to get up off our laurels and do what we know we can do. We've done it for others and we
Yeah.
built empires for others. We used to
Yeah.
build empires for ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so it's not like it can't be done. Um,
We have to change the
no,
conversation too, because we don't talk about it enough,
you
right?
right. You
We don't
right.
talk about it enough.
We definitely don't talk about our financial situations to folks. Let's just go right there. Come on, we go call a spade a
Let's
spade.
say someone once
We
said to me,
don't do that. Why?
yeah, that if someone once said to me, and I thought this was disturbing, but true, that in our community, if I can make you believe that I'm successful, right, then that's the thing that matters. So if I look a certain way when I go out, if if I'm posting a certain thing, and it doesn't matter if my bills aren't paid, my bills are past due,
Girl,
but I wear
girl.
this mask, right, because right? And and we
you
wind up suffering.
pulling up at events. Don't ever give out your address to nobody, because that bright shiny 22 what we in 2022 car that you just
Mhm.
had to go get soon as January 1st came.
Right, right.
It's pulling up to the shacketiest house. I just created a word. The
You did.
shacketiest house
And
there
we've all
is.
seen it. And the other thing is, though, the
Well, they need to be
distractions,
teaching.
the distractions, right? Social media, everything is designed to say you have to, look a certain way, dress a certain way,
Right.
and do all of
Look a
this.
certain way,
Um,
dress a certain way.
yeah.
The videos of being
Mhm,
successful. You have
mhm.
these quote unquote rap artists that are renting out the mansions, and y'all thinking like,
Right.
okay,
Oh,
really?
they own it.
It's
Right.
just come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Ownership is key. Another word out there. Okay, so comments. Carol said not good. This is to the comment about 30 year 50, which is
2053.
30,
Yeah.
yeah, 30 something years from now. Not good. We need to teach our children how to start early and leave legacies for their children. And I know Carol is doing an amazing job. Toot, she was mama bad back in the day before we had these conversations when it came to financial literacy. I'm playing catch up, but she was
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Okay, so we have Mia saying that's true. We don't talk finances. No, we don't. That definitely needs to change. Here's the thing, because I had to recognize, and it's amazing what you said earlier. It just brings me to this moment about going through. So you're your own testimony of your own why.
Mm-hmm.
And in that same arena, we not only don't talk about finances, we really don't talk about anything when
No.
it comes too personal, too close. We don't talk about that.
Well, you remember
And
the saying, "What happens in this house stays in this house," right?
exactly. But
And that's
sometimes
true
there's no conversations going in the
in the
house.
house too.
Okay,
Correct.
let's
Yeah,
go and keep it
you're right.
real. So it's these things that are bottled up. So one, we don't know what people actually do, what knowledge people possess, even in the house, even in your family unit. And here I am talking about how we need to unify, support one another and all this stuff, but it starts at home. And I've always said that it starts at home. With a lot of the homes, including mine, we're not even having these candid conversations.
Nah.
And so
And
therefore that's a lack of unity in and of itself, where what I might need, my mother have, or my aunt have, or my cousin have, and this is talking just even intellectual knowledge of things.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And let's be real. We aren't taught it, right? So
Mhm.
to have the conversation, you have to have at least some knowledge. And we're not taught it in school, and we know that's by design, right? Your oppressor is
Right.
not going to teach you the
Exactly.
okay.
Did you just
So
put that post up? I know, I seen it recently. It said don't expect your oppressors to give you the information or something, to teach you the
no,
information or something.
they are not going to do it. And all of the distractions and everything that goes along with what's happening is to keep you in a state of mind of
Mhm.
survival, right? Because people are
Yes,
living paycheck to paycheck, and staying in survival mode is not a good thing. Survival strategies are one
exactly.
thing, but staying in survival mode is not a good thing. So it's not taught, right?
Mhm.
In a lot of instances, the parents didn't know what to teach the children. And then let's be real, we had these conversations in my house growing up, and life still happened to me, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but while I was going through that storm, I wasn't talking about it to anybody. I wasn't.
Right. No, part of your testimony, even when I told you and I got your book, okay, shout out to the journal, just putting it out there. You know, Open and transparent right from the beginning. Oh my God, I think I like called you immediately because I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
mouth like floored that she was like really that transparent. And not only that, could connect to what she was saying. And so you are so correct. We're not having those conversations to
Mhm.
actually set you free. So we're talking about conversations to set you free financially by talking about money,
Yep.
conversations to set you free mentally by
Yes.
not holding in all of the stressful stuff, and knowing how to have these healthy conversations
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
just will set you free, like health and wise and on so many
Yeah.
levels.
Yeah.
And one thing that I will say is that the reason why my why is getting stronger and passionate there is because I just gone through it. And the
Hmm.
light bulb went off like, duh. Okay, here you are for years saying this and never really looking like in the mirror and
Right.
saying, hey, what areas aren't you doing this in though?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and always saying we move stronger together. And that includes in your own four walls, in the four walls of those units that are connected to you. You know, you're talking about from you, it would be you as the mother, you, your daughter. That's a
Mm-hmm.
unit moving together. There should never be, you know, where all of a sudden I didn't know my child was going through that because she's now, you know, been
Right.
kicked out of the home or whatever the case may be. We have to make sure we're communicating.
We have to have conversations. We have to have conversations, which leads me into some of those products that I have. There are two, well, there are a few, but a lot of times we don't know how to have a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's two books that I have out called Financially Flawless Questions. One is the Single Mothers Edition, and one is the Couples Edition. So guess what? We're coming up on wedding season, right? Get the
Oh,
Couples Edition and give it to people as a wedding gift, because
I love that.
we don't go into relationships talking about the money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The love is good, but the love is not going to pay a bill, right?
Okay, so Crystal, give me those names again.
Yep. Financially Flawless Questions. There's the Single Mothers Edition, and then there is the Couples Edition. And the Couples Edition, and they both have over 70 questions that you need to be considering and talking about, right? And the Couples Edition will take you through questions through the various stages of your relationship, right? So things that you should be asking when you know, just general questions when you start dating somebody. And then as you get serious, you want to talk about more serious questions, because some things we just don't consider. Like, we get married, I have debt, you have debt. So now is it our debt or does it just remain my debt? And how are we going to address this debt? So it's those simple questions that people aren't having the conversation about before it becomes an issue. Do you see yourself having to take care of your parents financially as they get older? That's something you all need to discuss so that you have a plan of action to do so, right? If one spouse has $250,000 in student loan debt, and trust me, I've seen it, right? And then the other one doesn't, like, what are we doing? And you really need to have those conversations before they hit and turn into a an argument, right?
Right, right. And I'm gonna say right here, I'm gonna put a pin and say shout out to Terrence Quinn. Okay, so y'all saw in the Stay Connected session, he is
Mm-hmm.
having something come up on Wills and Trust. So y'all know once y'all
Yes.
go through these questions that Lord help me Jesus, that Crystal
Mm-hmm.
is proposing in her book,
Yes.
then you will have some direction on how you will be ready to reach out to Terrence and know
Yep.
what you need to have set in place when
Absolutely.
it comes to your wills and trust. See how
Yes.
we just are, you know, support one another,
Exactly.
how go hand
Yes.
in hand, you know,
Yes.
hey. So
And that's exactly what we're supposed to do, because you need to have those trusted advisors that you can go out to, because, you know, we're quick to run somewhere else, right? But they're not always looking out for our best.
exactly. And here's the thing, you don't even know their why. That's
Correct.
why we have this platform. There
Right.
really should be people who we're presenting to you. Once they're here, you already know they've been vetted,
Right.
right?
Right.
And these are people you can trust that have been on these programs. And
Exactly.
so therefore, I'm making it my part to bring you every area of your life. We should be able to support someone who resembles what you see in the mirror.
In every
Okay.
area.
No disrespect to no one else, but if
No.
we do not create the future we want to see for our community, Crystal already told you what's gonna happen.
2053. Come on, y'all.
Okay,
It's
this
yeah,
is serious.
it
I
is.
am not sugarcoating it. That's why I'm about to give me a TikTok. My TikTok gonna be cussing y'all out. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, Crystal.
Yeah. Just don't cuss them out too bad, but yeah.
So I did put the names of those books in the chat. Now,
Mhm.
were those the two resources that you were talking about, or
There's two, those two, and then there is Becoming Financially Flawless. And Becoming Financially Flawless is a 40-day workbook for women. And it walks you through, share some of my story. And I intentionally share so much of my story so that that people don't feel like they're the only one going through something, because you're not, right? I guarantee you, you're not. So if it's you and, 5 or 6 of your girls, most of them are going through something, even if they're not talking about it, right? So it walks you through steps, 40-day workbook. A good friend of mine always says you can't do it in 40 days just because of the questions that it asks you, and it just really makes you think, right? But it is a 40-day workbook, and Flawless is actually an acronym. It's an it's an acronym as well as a mantra, right? So, financially literate, amazing women learning economic success strategies. So, financially literate because they think we're what? They don't think that we are, right, that we don't have it together financially. So, financially
Exactly.
literate, right? Amazing women. Why? Because I'm all things Amazing Woman Network, right? And learning economic success strategies, because we have to learn the success strategies in order to be able to to rise and win. And it walks you through this step-by-step process, with just some basics. But one of the questions that typically stops women dead in their tracks is, how did you lose your power in the first place?
Mm.
Right? Exactly. And you
You
have
know
to.
what? I'm tired of you stumping me. Now
I'm
she
just
gonna make me ponder this,
yeah.
y'all. She gonna make me ponder this. Let me go and add that one to the chat. Say it one more time, Crystal.
How did you lose your power? And in this case, it's financial power, but you can put that in any and every area of your life. How did you lose your power? And if you're honest, and I had to go back and be honest with me, if you're honest, you most likely handed it over. Yes, things are going to happen. For me, the mortgage industry crashed, business crashed, and all of that. And so that was part of it. But I also wasn't prepared for any of those things to happen, right? So, yeah, the question goes back, how did you lose your power? And then once you know that, then you can address how to reclaim it, and then how to
Right.
keep it.
How to get it back.
Right.
And that's what we want to say. I mean, that's a good question to ponder. And that always makes me say, knowing is half the battle. When you ever watch, G.I. Joe. But it really is, because then you can focus on, like she said, improving it and making it better in the event potentially that something similar like happens in the future. Now I'm just gonna do a shameless plug, because this was like something that really helped in 2021. I'm gonna tell you, I kind of fell off for a couple of reasons, because I have my own prayer journal, so it was
Mm-hmm,
almost kind of like doing double duty sometimes.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And because I said I was tired of her pondering me, I didn't want to keep going through, because literally some of these questions at the beginning, I had to spend too much time on really addressing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
it
those
is.
questions in there, that's a journal. And all of the quotes and the question, well, all of the quotes are from Black women around the globe. And then
Mm-hmm.
the questions kind of correspond with those quotes. You have to go through a process of self-discovery. I don't care what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. You have to go through a process of self-discovery, and you have to be honest with yourself. A lot of times we can't go to the next level because we won't be honest with ourselves. We want to blame everybody, put it on everybody else. But at the end of the day, the only person that you can control is you. But you do have to go back and you have to peel back those layers and be honest with yourself in order to rise. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. And so, yeah, there was some thought-provoking, stumping questions that I had to ponder and get over. So I said, you know what? This is going to be my conjunction journal
Mm-hmm.
that I utilize in conjunction with my more daily one.
Right.
And I'm good with that,
Yeah.
and it is going to be a road to your amazing. So I put the my journey by Crystal Gunn, but then the tagline says a woman's road to amazing. So you're really carving out your journey. You are asking yourself those serious questions, getting
Right.
to know you have, and that's one thing, we always blame other people. It was him, it was them, it was she, it was her.
Mm-hmm.
And because we never really got to know who we are and really who we are to say, nah, y'all, it was me.
It was me. And Listen,
It was
it's
it
it's
was me.
it's so powerful, one, to first of all be able to tell your story, because your story wasn't just for you, right? It's for somebody else, for you to empower
Mm,
somebody else. But it's freeing to tell it, because okay, yeah, this happened, but listen, I learned from it, and now I'm using that to empower somebody else. But also, you have, again, you have to go back, and it's pulling back those layers. And I had to learn, and it's something that I do now, right? Because again, remember, at the end of the day, the only person you can control is you, right?
right.
So if something happens, right, and I feel a certain kind of way, my feelings are hurt, or whatever, before I respond to the person that did that to me, right, I have to go back and I have to ask myself, what, why do I feel this way about it? Right? Like, what, yes, this person did that, but why did it make me feel a certain kind of way? Right. And so I have
Mm,
to go back
yeah.
and address that first, because they could have just been doing something that was right. Right. They could have been trying to tell me something that was the good for me.
Hmm.
Why did it bother me? And if I go
Right,
back and
right,
address that first, now I figure it triggered me for a reason, and I need to figure that out and then go from there.
right.
So, and it,
And
again,
even more, let's say, like, let's say we gonna call a spade a spade. Let's say it was something intentional. You still control how you react. When you get to know yourself, you know
correct.
that okay, that was a trigger point. And let's be real, just like the God uses people to get his work done,
Hmm.
the enemy uses people to
Hmm.
distract you from getting it done.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so the ones who can do an action or say a
Hmm.
thing that's going
Hmm.
to take you off your square are
Hmm.
going to be the ones that say that. So
Yep.
it might really be indeed, they know that this is how I, whatever. They know how to, what do they say, push my buttons. But you know that when
Yeah.
you know yourself. So you have to then change how you react so that it doesn't take you off your square, or i.e. off your purpose and your path.
And sometimes it's to clear people out
Mm.
of your life. And
Well, so we just said
choose.
some lessons. Now,
Yeah.
before I'm gonna put a pin in it, because we got to make sure people know how they
Yeah.
can connect with you.
Yeah. So you can visit my website at crystallized.faith, and that's crystallized with one L, so CRYSTALIZED dot faith. So you can go to my website. You can text me at 313-251-4549, or you can call me at 313-403-7765. And if you go to crystallized.faith, you will see, you can purchase any of the books that we've talked about today, but you can also schedule a free consultation. And I do free consultations because I also do credit repair, credit builds. I do financial strategy, right? Helping you build a financial strategy. We can do one session, or you can do a series of sessions. And I also do something that I call girls' night out or family night out, right? And where you can literally pull, 10 of your girlfriends, 10 of your cousins, 10 of your relatives together, and we can do it in person or via Zoom, and we can talk about financial. For 2 hours, you get me. And, I typically started out trying to figure out what everybody's top three financial issues are, so that we make sure that we're addressing those. And then whatever questions. And then when the session is over, you are leaving with some key things, 1, 2, and 3 things that you need to do, that if you start to do, will start to reshape that financial foundation that you have.
I love that. And I really love, based on what we were talking about earlier, bringing your family, your friends
Have
together to
to,
have these conversations.
have to.
And it can spark just so much, so that you have this awareness that starts to, be planted and growing within your family. Just
Yeah.
think about how, I said things can be healed, and those chains can be broken, those generations curses can be gone. All of these things can happen. So yes, let's support the amazing Crystal Gunn. And of course, we're going to make sure, this is 2022, Crystal, we're going to get you listed on this directory. Okay, no
Oh my God,
playing.
I know. And
No
I thought about it,
playing.
and I said, wait,
It
she sent me the link, but
Right. So, no plan because
Right,
see, we have people that come from a lot of different platforms as far as that support us on a lot of different the platforms that
right.
we're on. So we want to make sure that they get the information and they're connected in any way that they may be supporting us. So, okay. Let's see. I think we're going to go into tea time because we're at 7:51, which gives us about 10 minutes. And I want to make sure people know about tea time.
Okay.
Upcoming events that I am so excited to collaborate with Crystal on is for the NAACP Western Wayne Financial Workshop event that is coming up in March. So we are in the process of securing the venue, so more to come, but Crystal is definitely confirmed to help be on site for people to develop their budget. Having a budget is something you can go to this workshop and go back home and immediately put into place. So we're talking about things that you can start right away that's going to change how your financial situation looks like next year. We don't want you to be in the same financial situation, so that's personal again. So we're not telling you what that should be. Yours might be to pay off credit cards. Yours might be to save a certain amount, but creating a budget is definitely where it can start. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second tea time is an upcoming event. And I'm gonna let Crystal tell you more about that because
What event? What event? What event?
next month. You got more than one that I don't know about?
So there's a couple things happening. Oh my God, there's a few things happening starting in February and then in March. February, we are kicking from the Amazing Woman Network, which we didn't talk about here, but we are kicking off we're kicking off a global campaign for Black women, and it really is about celebrating, uplifting, and uniting Black women to own, honor, and execute our amazing. So it is a celebration for us by us, right? And it will start with the Amazing Women Speak podcast, and then with that also comes a whole new addition to our retail line. And then at the end of the month in March, we are doing an online conference. Again, same concept, celebrating Black women, having some powerful information shared by some key speakers to round out Women's Month, which is in March. I think that's it.
No. But
No,
thank you
that's
for
not even
adding
it.
that. That's not the tea I was talking about, but it's a whole lot of tea and varieties on the shelf. So I'm so glad that you shared the tea.
Listen,
I
what are
didn't
we
know.
talking about?
Don't you have like a mortgage and some type of event
Oh,
coming up?
okay, yeah. So,
See, the girl is so bad and busy. She
oh
just
my
can't
God,
keep up
yeah,
with it.
and do I even know the date? Yes, and this is online. Look, and it's free. God, hold on. It
Well,
is
it's going to be coming into our Stay Connected
okay.
lineup
I
next
think it's
week.
like February 23rd or something like that. It's
Right,
a lunch
because
and
it's
learn.
later in February. We don't talk about it this soon, but I figured this tea time you
Yes.
could spill a little bit of tea.
So yeah, it's a lunch and learn, and it's all about getting you mortgage and credit ready, because some people will think, oh, I have a credit score, but you're not really mortgage ready at this point because it looks different, because it's not just enough to have that 620 credit score. So yes, I'm sorry, that is not even, I wasn't even thinking about that. That is coming up. It is a lunch and learn. That information will be out there. And also talking about so that whole our launch of the campaign for women starts February 14th, right? Because it is also about self-love, but to the fellas, right? If you love your woman, get her one of these books, right? Get her that Becoming Financially Flawless workbook. It'll be a great gift. We have to stop giving all of these other things that don't elevate us and start giving some things. So I'm not saying don't get her the flowers, the roses, and all of that, but
in conjunction with
right, slide in there that flawless.
Give her some education.
The Flawless Journal or the Financially Flawless Questions Couples Edition. It will change you guys' life. I promise you.
Awesome. Now catching up with some of the comments. Oh, Mia, thank you. She said she liked Conjunction Journal.
Right.
Oh, thank you. Maybe I'm gonna stick with that. Okay. Okay, Barbara says she wants your financial services. So, okay, whoop, whoop, getting that support going right now
Barbara,
from
go
the
to
show.
the website and schedule your consultation so we can kind of figure out exactly what part you
And,
need so that we can make sure we're delivering on that.
okay, and I'm going to put it in the chat real quick. www.
Dot
Dot.
crystallized, crystallized.faith. So yeah, bravo, Barbara. Yes, let's talk about it. And
Awesome.
understand there are things that people know, but what I found over the years of doing this is, sometimes someone is doing something that's not really helping them. So we want to make sure that we're maximizing and shortening the time to make sure, based on your goals, we can get you there as quick as possible without you doing things that you shouldn't be doing or doing things that aren't having an impact and just wasting your money.
Yes, yes, love it, love it. Um, okay, so I think we kind of covered a good amount of stuff and we're
We
doing good
covered
on
a lot.
time. So what I would like to know is 7:57. If
Okay.
you had to just quickly give, your top tips when it comes to finances, what would they be?
Well, I'm really good at giving assignments, right? So here's something that people can start to do right now today after they get off this call. And it's something that I call find the money, right? Because a lot of times we don't know where our money is going. And so if you have someone that says, and I've had women say, I don't earn enough income. Well, you probably earn enough income, but you're not budgeting your money. You don't know where it's going because it's the twos and fews, right? That will add up over time. And then, there's an extra $200 that you're spending a week. So you got to go back and you got to find out where the money is going. And so I'll tell you to pull out the last 3 months of your bank statements and credit card statements, right? And go through and see. You're going to have your regular housing expenses, so mortgage payment, rent payment, DTE, water, phone bill. You're going to have those. Those are pretty solid. They are what they are. But then you're also going to have, your auto loan, your student loan payments, those things that those payments don't change. But then you really want to start to hone in on those other things. How often are you eating out, right? You have all of these streaming services, right? What the subscriptions that we have on our phone that we get and we don't change them because we downloaded an app. And so all of those things start to add up. And then once you've written all of that out, what can you eliminate immediately, right? I don't even need this service. Why am I paying this $10, $20, $30 a month for it? What can you eliminate immediately? What can you cut down? I got the $400 cable. I don't, but people have a $400 cable package.
Oh, now this is in somebody's backyard. I'm not gonna say,
but
it
do
just
you
came
need
up
it?
as a conversation.
Can you cut it down to
Can you cut it
250,
down?
right? And so you look at that and then you do it, but then you find where is that money? And most times, then you're gonna say, wow, I did have enough. I just wasn't paying. So I'm not saying don't go out and
Don't go out
fast
and
food, but you may not go out 5 days. It may
right.
be 2 or 3 days out of the week.
Or
And
do
then
you need
once
5 boxes of cereal? Can you just
exactly.
get 2?
Right. And once you then find that money, then you redirect it to doing something else. And that's based on what it is that you need to do it because it was already going somewhere. Now let's just redirect it. Every dollar that you earn should have a job. Even if that job is this weekend, every weekend I just get to spend $100 on whatever. But every dollar that you earn should have a job. But when you go back and you find the money, you're going to have some aha moments and you're going to see where you're wasting your money. And that is how you then start to build that budget that's effective for you.
I love it. I love it. And even, as you was talking, because you said something so key, it may not be that you even don't have it at all. You might actually do a budget, but do you stick to it?
And here's the other thing that I found, right? I had a young lady tell me that she was about 26, 27. And she says, yeah, and she was the one, I don't earn enough revenue. I said, it's a budgeting problem. And she was willing to talk it through. And she says, but I have my spreadsheet. And I said, yeah, but what's on the spreadsheet? And the spreadsheet was those bills, rent, car payment, right? It's everything else that she spent her money on that she wasn't tracking. And when she did that assignment, she found $150 a week.
Wow. And see, for me, my budget does have all that. It has, because it's a budget. Yeah. So, and it has every dollar accounted for, including if it's supposed to be in savings or whatever. I try to get every
Exactly.
dollar accounted for.
Yep.
But I said that comment because I'm open and transparent and I was talking about me. So, for example, I have a weekly grocery budget that I go into the store with. And the only way I really stay on budget is if I take my time and go to the bank and take out the actual cash and go
Right.
into the store with it and leave my credit cards at home. Because see, let me tell you what that do. That makes you bring out that calculator and makes you start taking stuff out of that basket because I'm not getting up to no checkout.
Right.
And be embarrassed because I only brought this much money. And I just
like,
sit up here and got all
can
this
you put
stuff.
that back? You're like,
Now when I am that diligent, I stay on budget. When
and
I
here's
don't, what happens is what I did tonight.
Right. And some people think, oh my God, budget means like diet, I'm going to be eating celery and carrot sticks. No, it's really and truly just knowing where your money is going and having your money work for you, right? And then what you ultimately can do is also teach that to your children. And then it sticks with your children, and your children then grow up. And again, we're now having an impact on generations to come. So we have to start with knowing where our money is going and where that budget is. Yeah. And you're stuck, and I can keep talking. If you're stuck, you probably
you're catching up. Okay, you just caught up. Okay, we're on the same page, and actually we're at time because we know we both can keep on going. But I want to get it to the end, so we got Barbara said, praise God from whom all blessing flows, with the ladies dancing. So I guess she's excited to be working with you. Yes, the journal would be a great gift for men to give to women in their life. Health Box, hey, welcome. Wonderful financial education. Thank you. And just laughing at us. Yes, we cannot tell when this technology slows up. I'm telling you, it just be having a mind of its own. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't.
But we want to give good information. When you're trying to give good information,
ain't nothing but the enemy, girl. Ain't nothing but the enemy. Technology enemy. Exactly. Okay. But Crystal, thank you so much. This will not be the last time that we have her on, or either we will be showing you the phenomenal events that she is going to be having throughout the year. Make sure you support, remember that pledge. And so we just want to say thank you again for being here. We look forward to the next time you're here. I want to thank you all for that tuned in, and your comments has been so engaging in the chat. I thank you so much for your presence. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share with others so that we can build up this community and we can make sure we're getting the knowledge. Because again, what does Crystal say? Your oppressor is not going to give it to you. It is up to us to give and to get and to execute. That was that term she said, to execute. So as always, I thank you for being here. I am Sonia Weaver, and I encourage you to spend with purpose, because your dollar does matter, and deal with Bob. Have an amazing evening.